Hi, we are back. Thanks for staying with us. I'm joined in studio now by Don Smith. He's the Vice President of Zerez Holdings Incorporated. Their stock symbol ZRZH. Don, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Now, we had you on the program last week. We were talking about the launching of the company from a public standpoint and sustainable farming in the cannabis industry. And obviously, the investor community liked it because Zoom, the stock went nuts over the first 4 or 5 days of trading.
Well, it did. And it's both a humbling and an exciting opportunity, obviously. People realize that this is a real opportunity. They realize that there is a solid management team behind it, because obviously they're doing some research and that there are real projects in process here. And we have a chance to really capitalize on something. This was not just a fluke. We planned out that, yes, of course we're launching this near an election cycle and near a marketplace where you have clients demanding your kind of solution.
Well, it's kind of interesting because there's a number of states that are considering marijuana legislation on the ballot. I think there's 3 or 4 states that are looking at it from a recreational standpoint. Maine, Nevada, California. I think Nevada is a sure thing. I don't know so much about Maine. California looks like it's going to pass. I mean, California is the 6th largest economy in the world. If it passes recreational marijuana legislation, that opens up so many doors for you.
Oh, it does. And being headquartered in Sacramento, we're right in the midst of what they call this Emerald Triangle. And all of these municipalities are trying to figure out the right way to properly license this. But at the end of the day, it's undoubtedly, in order to meet the demand, they're going to have to increase yields. Smart greenhouse technology, using the kind of systems that we are building, including proprietary management software and legalization. It's a huge, huge opportunity. California right now is estimating that it could generate $1 billion a year in income tax or excise tax from the sale of recreational cannabis.
Well, let's face it, that's why the governments are even allowing this to happen,
That's
because they're
right.
salivating at all of this tax revenue. I mean, but like you just mentioned, this has become a real industry. This has become a real business. It's not just guys like Cheech and Chong growing marijuana in their backyard. We're talking about what you are offering: sustainable greenhouses, next generation farming. Tell us about that.
Yeah, next generation farming, I mean, as you learned last week, we built this company in stealth mode, and we have a substantial investment of our own money in making this stuff work first, because it's very, very important to us, especially in this sector, to be the company that does what they say they're going to do. And right now, there are new pictures that went up on the website this morning where our install crews are finishing up a build in Northern California. It's already dropping into the 30s at night up there. So they're putting in we're applying for a patent on this new radiant water heating system that's buried in the dirt to actually heat the roots of plants and sustain the temperature in the greenhouse in the winter with tremendous less energy. So next generation farming is very close to recognizing its first revenue here right out of the gate.
Well, it's very interesting because let's look at, again, we mentioned the states that are looking at recreational marijuana on their ballot. Let's say only Nevada passes, which it's a clear gone conclusion that Nevada will pass. The polls are just way in front. Let's say only Nevada passes. That still represents a tremendous opportunity, because then Nevada becomes a tourist destination for recreational marijuana.
Yes, much like Colorado. And our company is not just about marijuana and cannabis. I mean, the world's running out of food.
Right.
You know, we fundamentally founded this on the premise of that. But as a company executive and a capitalist in the United States, only an idiot would look at a $7 billion market and not capitalize on it, when we have the perfect technology, an excellent management team, and the ability to implement. Nevada is absolutely within our reach. We have multiple trained crews ready to go. And I mean, the types of leads that have come to us just since appearing on your show last week are briefcase carrying legal cannabis farmers that desire to look at 12 to 15 greenhouses, 40, 50,000 square feet production facilities on a commercial scale.
How quickly can you get a grower set up?
In approximately 6 weeks.
Okay. 6 weeks. Because it's really amazing, you know, we talk about, you use the term briefcase carrying cannabis.
Yes.
Because, you know, 30 years ago, the only place you could read about cannabis was in maybe High Times.
That's
now
correct.
it's on the front cover of Fortune magazine.
That's right.
And it's how this has changed over the last, really just the last 2 years, is really nothing short of a phenomenon.
That's right. I was around in the dot-com industry in Silicon Valley, and you know, things go crazy on, you know, speculation type trading. They've done that on our stock. We were up 1,800% then last week, and then down and up. I'm looking for that investor that believes they should take a time to invest a piece of their portfolio in true organic food production for the planet, sustainable farming, and absolutely to take advantage of this explosive opportunity in cannabis that we'll never see again.
Company is Zerez Holdings, their stock symbol is ZRZH. Fascinating story, Don. It gets better every time you talk to me about it.
Look forward to doing it some more.